All right, everybody. So I decided to do kind of a V1 reveal, I guess you'd say, of my Wasp Waste Rancor Edition Starkiller. This is my second Starkiller. First one was 2.0. Used the standard 7/8 inch ribbed core. A lot of custom parts by me. Patrick Cargill's pommel. The Cloud City Sabres bras. It came together really well, but I kept it insanely clean. Didn't weather it at all. I loved the way it looked. I loved the way it felt, and ended up selling it to someone. Regrettably, a lot of seller's remorse, but I'm sure he loves it. I'll probably end up doing another one just like it because I miss it. But so this was I wanted to do a Wasp Waste version. I've always been in love with the Starkiller lightsaber. Initially, I wasn't a fan of the Wasp Waste, I admit, but after seeing a couple of Darth Alice's releases, it grew on me, and I'm in love. So the V2 Darth Alice, it'll probably always be my unicorn Starkiller lightsaber, but obviously that's a pipe dream. So this is, I guess, the next best thing. I did my own using the JK Sabres Rancor V4 Wasp Waste kit, which was great. Stephen really helped me out a lot with the assembly and stuff on how he saw it, how he envisioned it, and then I just put it together and did the install and weathered it and painted it the way I wanted it. So here we go. Without further ado, the main thing that this is missing right now is the blade. Obviously, I'm doing a pixel blade install. I sold my first pixel blade with the Starkiller that I did last time, so I still need to build the pixel blade out for this. So that's to be continued. So this is just the hilt itself with the internals and everything. So I guess I can start from the bottom up. It's again JK Sabres kit. Wasp Waste pommel was great. I love the way that his taper is. It's a little longer than some of the ones I've also seen, but I weathered it pretty heavily. But I was thinking I may do the grips even a little darker. We'll see. But I did add a brass cover tap knob that I heavily weathered. I went lower on the mount just because I wanted it to hang a little bit lower on the cover tap clip if I ever wear it. I went with the TGS stamped clamp. It's kind of, again, I really tried to replicate Darth Alice's style. It's really an homage to him. This is kind of a mix of the V1 and V2. I know the V2 doesn't have the stamped clamp, but the V1 does. I know he blued it with the torch, so I gave my best shot at that, and I think it came out really well. The clear coat really did dull that quite a bit. It was a lot more, it was a lot shinier, a lot more rainbowy before the clear coat, but it still came out looking pretty good. I did vent this slit right here, like Christian and Daniel did, and I got an accent LED popping out through there. So upward through the Wasp Waste that JK Sabres did a phenomenal job on their Wasp Waste. And obviously I did the cutout of the Graflex 2.5 shroud with the hex screws. JK Sabres control box, he made it insanely easy to do. My first one, I did the Christian Gale 3D printed Shapeways one that it was great. The design's amazing, but the 3D printing, I had to mill out a lot to seat the screws or the switches on the other side, and it was rough. It was a tough undertaking. So to get this one pre-milled for the switches, he provided the switches. They're rounded out switches from the bottom, which is great. He pre-tapped a screw to sandwich it and mount it onto the shroud. With my first one, I just E6000'd it. Just in case the switches went bad, I wanted to be able to remove it. But this one, just that mounting screw made it so much easier. But let's see, I got the lower ring here. This is actually it's a rubber grommet or a rubber washer. that I shaped out and drilled out. I was having a tough time finding what I wanted to use there. I was going to go with some aluminum, but I just saw this in the store and thought, hey, that'll work, and it works great. So I think it looks pretty good. So moving right along, I got an authentic quartz in there. It's shaped really nicely. It's got a lot of I think they're called inclusions or something, when it cracks or whatever. So it diffuses really well. I got the I was gonna try to do my own crystal chamber design, but Steven from JK Saber suggested he actually designed this specifically for the Stock Custom Works crystal holders, which look amazing. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit, but they look really, really, really good. And I ended up weathering the living hell out of them. They're raw brass, so when they came, I posted up some pictures a while back. They're actually really nice and shiny, but yeah, I really weathered the hell out of them. I loved how the crystal chamber worked. It looked really great, but it was just too bright. It was too clean. So the rods, the brass rods that came with the JK kit, I painted them flat black. I just spray painted the entire thing, and then I just filed down the grooves to expose the brass again. Let's see, the fake glass eye, I was gonna go shine through, but with the pixel connector, it doesn't make it very simple to do shine through. It's kind of more of a pain in the ass. So I just did the Dragon's Breath cabochon, and then turned down the outside, the brass, and then I weathered the brass. So weathered the pins, just the standard hex screw. I'll probably end up shaving this a little lower, so to keep this permanently in, and then I'll use this guy as the retention screw. I also weathered the bulb clamp. I blued it to match the stamped clamp. Probably could have gone a little more on that, but I think it came out pretty good looking. And that's about it. So let's see, without further ado, well, I guess I'll show the internals too. So I went with the Stock Custom Works MHS kit for the chassis. It's the all-in-one chassis, and then I got the extension here. I modified this quite a bit just because some of this stuff I had to kind of wear down a little bit because it wasn't sliding in to the pommel very easily. Because when I did JB Weld to mount this, I used JB Weld to mount most of this stuff. When I did JB Weld to mount the bottom, it kind of bled through inside there, so it was actually butting up here, and JB Weld's not going anywhere, so I ended up having to file that down a little bit. But it's great, it's fine. And then I got the Saber Essentials premium bass speaker, Adrian Tan. This is before the TCSS even stocked, and I grabbed a couple from him a while ago. Got some accent LEDs on Prism 5.1. I was trying to go, this is kind of an homage to Jordan Eugene's ridiculously clean wiring job he always does. I wanted to go all the same color. In retrospect, I wish I would have done black, just because it probably would have looked a little cleaner, but I went all white, so it runs the 26 gauge wire white all the way back through, and then I branch off in here with some of the resistors and stuff to make it cleaner to know which switch goes, or which wire goes to which switch, and the pixel blades and the accent LEDs and stuff. But so this piece is actually the Patrick Cargill's adapter that I had to modify quite a bit, because the Wasp waist inner core is a lot skinnier than a standard 7/8 inch inside, so I had to turn that down quite a bit on the inside, and then I drilled a few more holes in it for the 440 rods. I do have, I think it's a Skywampa decal for the battery, which looks pretty cool. Again, I got some accent LEDs on the Prism here. This is just the power on action LED, so a kill switch will kill that. This is the deep sleep LED. This is I think also the other deep sleep LED to the other pad. I don't know, I don't remember. And then I got some LEDs, backlit of the chamber. Again, another Jordan Eugene homage from when he did the Darth Alice V1 reinstall. Added some blue LEDs back behind the shroud. Looks pretty cool. So let's fire this up.
At last, the dark side is your ally. Rise, my apprentice. What is your will, my master?
So I got that accent LED here. I mounted it there specifically to be able to shine through the vent as the lightsabers all assembled. So pops through there, looks pretty cool. But so I haven't messed around too much with the fonts. I did some boot sounds that I wanted. I put them on there, and then so kind of just basic. I haven't even messed with the color profiles or anything. So. As you can see, I gotta mess with the sensitivity because of the speaker ends up triggering the flash on flash quite a bit. So, what else do I have on here? It's just the stock one. And this is a, so that was a red LED. This is the violet. Ends up looking pretty cool. And then I have blue as well. I'm still tweaking this. So this one will delay a little bit just because I wanted to do the scrolling effect delayed. Well, not delayed, but a slower scroll, but I still haven't figured out that setting yet, so that's still a work in progress. And then it's a cyan color, so the cyan showing through the red crystal looks kind of cool. And that's all I have on it right now, so I'm gonna add some more stuff.
The dark side is your ally. Rise, my apprentice. What is your will, my master?
That's about it. Thanks a lot.